All right. So it looks like Gillette released an ad where they decided to get woke. They decided to get woke and tell men all about how bad we are. Now, here's the funny thing about it, and I think we've said this before, or we've heard something like this with Jordan Peterson when he's in the when he's in a debate with some of these supposedly journalists that have all kind of bias, but when they talk about patriarchy and stuff like that, and he said you're pointing to a segment of men, small segment of men that are in control of everything. So how are we going to sit? So why are we going to act like this is some ongoing huge freaking thing? Swabs just whole bunch of men. When it all comes down to it, men that are doing these kind of acts, it isn't not even close to being most of us. Not even close to being most of us. But to sit back and try to put this ad out there as if men, okay, you know the way I'm going to look at this. Let me say it like this. Okay, great, we'll take that. But how about the next time? Why is there nothing for women? Why is there absolutely nothing? No, why is there no quote unquote pep talk for women? Women are never told to do anything. Every single thing that women are told is something to upbuild them, not something they need to be doing that they're doing wrong now and need to be doing better. No, it's always something. It's all positive for them. For men, we've been doing it wrong all these years. We're the most terrible thing. We're horrible. Oh, toxic masculinity. But most men that are taught to be real men don't do things like be toxic and stuff like that. We actually use our masculinity for good things, be it helping people, doing things like that. Kind of like the one man that was carrying the woman and her child in his arms out of the floodwaters down in Texas. See, what a lot of people don't seem to understand, all these people, it isn't just the toxic masculinity. Let me tell you, it isn't just the toxic masculinity that they're going after. They're going after masculinity. It's kind of like I've said this before. I have said this so many times that the Democrats run the same plays every single time. Or I'm sorry, let me stop saying Democrats. The progressive, the leftists run the same play every single time. Same thing with abortion. How they'll say with abortion, it's what about the cases of rape and incest? See, it's on. They use that to try to make it to try to cover them all. So what they do is say toxic masculinity. Then if it's toxic masculinity, then why do they frown so much whenever boys play with when boys do traditional boys things, but they love it when what but they have a problem with that, but then they love it when a boy does a traditional more feminine thing. They love that. They hate masculinity, but they love masculinity when you can apply it to girls. When girls do things that are traditionally masculine, they love it. She's a strong independent woman. It is not about just toxic masculinity. It is totally and completely all about masculinity when it comes to men, not the toxic kind, any kind. Because if you take away the masculinity, then what they do is they're in the driver's seat. They're leading at that point. It is about power. It isn't about toxic masculinity or only the worst thing. It is about moving men to the back and putting women up front. That's my thoughts on that. Comment, like, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. All right.